Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We gotta add a little addendum to the show map today, and shall we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the Vietnam War. The government has been getting bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your week daily morning show where we bring you the latest in everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about how a massive rally up towards $100,000 is likely to be starting very, very soon. If you guys don't already know, Bitcoin has been in a massive rally over the last 2 weeks, ever since the election of President Donald Trump 2 weeks ago today, on November the 5th. We've seen about a 30% rally on Bitcoin, prescribing about a $500 billion increase in market capitalization on Bitcoin. And we have every reason to believe that that increase is going to continue. Today, I'm going to be explaining to you the multiple reasons why I think that Bitcoin is about to hit $100,000, having to do with some news coming out about Trump acquiring Bakkt. That's right, Intercontinental Exchange's Bakkt is most likely going to be sold, all shares, to Donald Trump very, very soon, showing that Trump is continuing to invest in the cryptocurrency space. We're going to be diving into what exactly that means for Bakkt, what exactly that means for the space, the cryptocurrency space, and most importantly, what that means for you, the investor. It is my job here, and has been for the last 7 years, to help teach you how to succeed in cryptocurrency, and that is exactly what we're going to do today. I also want to give a big shout out to the channel. The channel turned 7 years old over the weekend. On November 16th, we celebrated the 7th anniversary of the first video that ever went up here on the here on the Crypto Jeb YouTube channel. And we're very, very excited to continue right along here, bringing you guys cryptocurrency content like we always have. Want to give a big shout out to everybody in chat, and then we're going to dive right on into some technical analysis. Please forgive me if I sound a little bit congested. I have the flu right now, but we're here because I'm able to be, and I want to make sure that I'm bringing you guys high quality content. And don't worry, the only thing contagious over the camera are the gains that we're going to be sharing with you how to achieve here in this space. Big shout out to Bullish Goku, not Bearish Goku. Bullish Goku is in chat. Joe Bollier's in chat. Philly Skills 1428 in chat. Christopher Ryan's in chat. Cosmin B, Drig 17, Alex Naibo, Craig McNee, Coin Operator, Galinda Peterson, Philly Skills 1428 again, and Christian Ibarra is in chat. Said happy birthday to the channel. Thank you so much, Christian. Really appreciate all of that. Let's go ahead and read some charts, because we've got some very exciting developments that have taken place over the weekend. Right now, Bitcoin is looking at about a $92,000 valuation. We're going to dive into the charts even more in depth here in a little while. But the biggest, most important piece of data that you need to see today is the fact that Bitcoin has, the cryptocurrency space has actually surpassed $3 trillion market capitalization. We've been talking about this level of resistance for the last several weeks, ever since Bitcoin began its rally up above its prior all-time high, right around $73,800. $3 trillion was always the level of resistance that we were eyeing here. And as you can see, as Bitcoin has been hitting its head on $93,500, we have actually seen an increase in the market capitalization of the space overall, because as Bitcoin has stopped and it is trading sideways, building an ascending triangle pattern that we'll talk about in a minute, we have also seen a rally on the altcoins. And because the altcoins have managed to gain a little bit of dominance on Bitcoin, not much, we're looking at probably about 1% dominance on Bitcoin, that has allowed the market capitalization, even though Bitcoin is stagnated, that has allowed the Bitcoin market dominance, the cryptocurrency market capitalization to reach for a new all-time high here at $3.08 trillion. And the reason that that is so significant is because $3 trillion is the major level of resistance that we are currently looking at on Bitcoin. If you look at the total market capitalization charts over here, you can see that it's calculated slightly lower. We're not looking at 3.08. Here we're looking at 3.02, but that's very exciting news as well, because total more conservatively calculates the market capitalization of the cryptocurrency space It doesn't include as many smaller cap cryptocurrencies, kind of excludes everything outside of the top 300 to 500. So the number's always a few tens of billions of dollars lower. But even using total, which is a slightly more conservative number, as of the weekend, we have now seen Bitcoin break this level of resistance at 3.01 trillion. We're now looking at 3.02 trillion. And we've seen ourselves rallying up here ever since Sunday night on the 17th. That means that we are now in blue sky territory. Bitcoin is not the only cryptocurrency that is breaking all-time high. Now the total market capitalization chart is breaking all-time high as well. Even though Bitcoin is not making as much progress on its price right now, since the altcoins are making progress, that is pushing total market capitalization through $3 trillion, which is going to allow for the Bitcoin market to begin to run again, largely because Bitcoin did not get stopped at $93,500. It got stopped in its tracks here at 3 trillion. The real reason that Bitcoin stopped where it did on such a strange number was because here on Wednesday, the 13th of November, we saw Bitcoin hit we saw total hit 3.01 trillion. And so Bitcoin stopped its rally. You can see that's the respective rally there because total had hit 3 trillion. Well, now that total is being broken, now that 3.01 trillion on total is being broken, that is likely going to allow the rally to continue on Bitcoin because now that is no longer a concern. And you can even see the parabolic increasing price here that you can notice right here. You can see how the market is increasing its lows at a very exponential rate. Beautiful increase that's going on here. We can also see something very similar happening over here on the highs. So there is a very early form of a parabolic increase going on total market capitalization charts, which is absolutely phenomenal. That is largely down to some of the rallies that we've seen on major altcoins over the last week. Solana, for example, posting 13% gains in just the last week. XRP posting 62.5% gains in just the last week. Cardano posting 26% gains in just the last week. And Tron posting 13% gains in just the last week. Even scrolling down on the chart here, we find Pepe up 54%, which most of that happened about 6 days ago. Unised Leo is up 27%. In general, what we're looking at is a major increase in market capitalization in many of these different altcoins than we have seen as of late, and that is something that is definitely helping total push through $3 trillion. So big signs of rally going on there. Now, I also want to talk about Bitcoin and how it relates to Donald Trump acquiring a massive, a major company called Bakkt. If you're not familiar with Bakkt, it was founded by the Intercontinental Exchange, ICE, which if you've never heard of ICE, you may have heard of one of their subsidiaries, the New York Stock Exchange. Yes, the parent company of NYSE, Intercontinental Exchange, founded a cryptocurrency exchange called Bakkt several years back. And it was a big deal at the time because it was one of the first massive institutional adoption events that Bitcoin had witnessed. But ever since the launch of Bakkt, it hasn't really actually done much. Volumes have been surprisingly low considering it was launched by, again, New York Stock Exchange's parent. It just never really found its groove. But that does mean that his valuation is low enough that Donald Trump, who is very wealthy, but not, $500 billion wealthy or anything, has been able to acquire Bakkt. And right now, Donald Trump's company that owns Truth Social, of which Donald Trump holds 53% majority controlling share in, they are now moving in to acquire Bakkt. That has allowed DJT, Trump's media company, which accounts for about half of his net worth at the moment, to move in on acquiring Bakkt, all shares, starting very, very soon. Trump Media and Technology Group, TMTG, ticker symbol DJT stock, closed over 16% higher on Monday following a report from the Financial Times that said the company, which operates the social network Truth Social, is in advanced talks to acquire cryptocurrency exchange Bakkt. Bakkt stock grew over 162% on Monday following the report. The company is majority owned by NYSE parent company Intercontinental Exchange. Now, this is interesting because the founder and the chief executive officer of Intercontinental Exchange, which founded the New York Stock Exchange, is married to a woman that helped found Bakkt, and that woman is actually co-chair to the inauguration team that is going to be helping with Trump's inauguration come January. She was the one that founded Bakkt, and she's also working with the Trump campaign, and so there's a lot of kind of everybody knows each other in this deal. So it's a deal that's almost certainly going to happen. Everybody knows each other. Everyone is allies. It is a deal that makes a lot of sense because NYSE just isn't getting the kind of growth from it just isn't getting the kind of growth from Bakkt that it would like. They'd probably be better just to cut their losses, sell it to Trump. They think Trump will probably be able to do better with it anyway. And for us, the reason that this is significant is because it signals an increasing interest in the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space than we have ever seen before out of Donald Trump. Of course, we know about World Liberty Financial, which is a company that we still don't know exactly what they're going to do, but we know that World Liberty Financial is going to be a cryptocurrency-based company that the Trump team are founding. And now with this acquisition of Bakkt, it's obvious that Donald Trump's net worth, a considerable portion of it, probably, I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but probably 20 or 30 or 40% of it is going to be tied up in cryptocurrency. The real estate developer is now moving into being a cryptocurrency influencer, almost, a cryptocurrency investor. And so that shows you that the new leader of the free world that we're going to be having as our president here in about 2 months when he gets inaugurated is extremely pro-cryptocurrency, and it wasn't just a campaigning promise that was just trying to get him elected. He is making moves right now that are going to cost, several $1 billion to acquire Bakkt. And in doing so, he is showing his allegiance to the cryptocurrency space. And you've also got to consider the fact that Donald Trump is going to be very pro-cryptocurrency because so much of his net worth is tied up in cryptocurrency. When he's in office as the president, he has the executive ability to basically bless any industry he wants. If so much of his net worth is tied up in cryptocurrency, you would think that he would be moving in that direction selfishly, but also selflessly, he does seem to believe that the Bitcoin market is beneficial for the United States government and for the United States people. And so all around, both selfishly, selflessly, as the president looking out for the American people and looking out for the American government, from every single angle, it seems like Donald Trump is a proponent of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market. And so that's why Bitcoin rallied in the first place, is because people know that Donald Trump has been very pro-cryptocurrency, and this is just another piece of evidence that Trump was not just pro-cryptocurrency because it was going to help get him elected. It actually proves to us, okay, wait a minute, Donald Trump actually cares about Donald Trump actually seems to care about and be interested in investing in the cryptocurrency space because he's making that investment. And so that, combined with the fact that we just broke through $3 trillion on total, gives me the conclusion that we're about to see a major rally on Bitcoin. I don't think we're going to see a big rejection just yet. As we've talked about over the last several weeks, whenever Bitcoin gets into one of these big rallies, it gets like a cow in a tractor beam. You've got the UFO coming down and it sucks the cow straight up into the UFO, right? Whenever you get close to $100,000, whenever you get close to $20,000, $50,000, a big level of resistance, Bitcoin just gets sucked straight into that level of resistance. And that's what I think is about to happen here with $100,000. With the market slowly but surely breaking through $3 trillion, and with this new sign of allegiance to the cryptocurrency space coming from Donald Trump, and with the fact that the altcoins have managed to carry the space over the last few weeks, over the last week or so, the Bitcoin's been trading sideways, as can be seen here on the total market capitalization charts. It shows us that the altcoin engine is really starting to roar. Bitcoin has taken a step back for the last week. Now the altcoins have stepped in. You see Solana has rallied quite a bit. XRP has rallied quite a bit. As Bitcoin takes a breather, the altcoins step in, and then we go back and forth and back and forth. And before you know it, Bitcoin is going to be rallying up towards $100,000, which would put Bitcoin's market capitalization nearing $2 trillion, which would put the entire cryptocurrency space at roughly $3.33 trillion, because the altcoins will rally as well, and the entire engine continues to spin, which is exactly what we're looking for. We want to see this continued movement. We don't ever want to see the momentum completely stop. That's when we start to worry, okay, are we about to go into some big protracted correction because there's nothing really moving? Although Bitcoin has not been moving in the last week, the momentum shifted to the altcoins, and you saw Solana moving, you saw XRP moving, you saw Cardano moving, you saw Tron moving. And so that's where we're going right now. It seems that Bitcoin has taken a bit of a break, but the altcoins are picking up the slack. And so we're about to see our next big movement on Bitcoin coming very soon, in my opinion. But let's actually look at the chart here of Bitcoin and get an idea of how that looks. First thing I want to look at here is the actual market structure. As you can see here, Bitcoin is currently on track to be breaking through its all-time high pretty soon. And a big part of the reason for that is because we've got these extremely strong uptrending levels of support. You can see the uptrending level of support that is right here, and you could also see the previous downtrending level of resistance that was right here, that Bitcoin actually managed to kind of sneakily break through. We didn't have a big, strong breakout of it, but Bitcoin certainly broke bullish. It could have just as easily come down here and stayed under the downtrend, but Bitcoin showed preferential treatment to holding the support level rather than holding the resistance level, which gives us the conclusion that Bitcoin is respecting its support more than it's respecting its resistance, and that gives us bullish confirmation of a breakout coming very soon. It is one more feather in the cap of the idea that Bitcoin is going to be rallying up towards $100,000, which is the only realistic next level of resistance in play right now. 93,500, our current all-time high, makes no sense. The only reason that $93,500 made any sense, the only place where it could have come from, was the fact that total was hitting $3 trillion. Well, total has now been broken. $3 trillion on total has now been broken. We still have a great deal of bullish exuberance in the space, so it only stands to reason that 9.3 will come under assault sometime this week, and before you know it, we'll likely end up having it rally towards $100,000. But let's look at some chart. Let's look at some different indicators here to really get an idea of that. First thing I want to look at here is Lux Algo. Lux Algo is a phenomenal technical indicator, and you should absolutely sign up for it with the link in the description box down below. You can also use coupon code JEB, that's JEBB, for 20% off at checkout. If you have not signed up for Lux Algo yet, you're absolutely missing out. Make sure you do. One of the things I want to share with you is on the hourly chart, we finally just saw a buy signal coming in from Lux Algo. This is a good sign because over the last week or so, we have actually seen a confirmed sell signal. Bitcoin's mostly been trading sideways, so we haven't wanted to give too much credence to the idea of the confirmed sell signal, but it was definitely a point against the bulls. Well, on the hourly chart, as of the last several weeks, as of the last few hours, we have now seen Bitcoin has flashed a green trend catcher here. This is significant because that green trend catcher right there confirms this buy signal right there. The system that I use with Lux Algo is quite simple. I look for a buy signal confirmed with trend catcher confirmation. This is the exact same system that I've been using for the last 4 years. I have shown this system to the creator of Lux Algo, Sean, who is a very good friend of mine, and he's endorsed it himself. He believes that it's a great way to read the indicator. You guys haven't subscribed to Sean's channel, make sure you do. Sean Mack, you can find him on YouTube. He's the creator of Lux Algo. Good friend of mine. He's a good guy. And so I know the guy that created the indicator, and this is really a way to analyze whether the market is about to increase or not. And so when we have a confirmed signal, we don't just dogmatically read that, right? We're going to consider that thoughtfully with the rest of our technical analysis, but we also want to consider the track record, right? We want to consider the track record of the indicator in question, or in this case, the signal in question. This signal has been shown to be extremely powerful many times throughout history. Let me give you a prior example here. When we saw the buy signal come in here and the trend catcher turned green, well, if you fast forward, you can see what happened on Bitcoin right there. We would go on to rally 20%. We also saw here, the buy signal came in, turned green, we flipped red for a little while, but remember, since we didn't have a sell signal, this red trend catcher did not invalidate the buy signal, so we actually are still under a buy signal. Here we would end up seeing, before the sell signal, a 5% rally on Bitcoin. Now, of course, we did see the buy signal flip to a sell signal because trend catcher turned red. We had buy signal. But what that means is that this sell signal was not actually confirmed until here. We had the trend catcher, but we need both the trend catcher and the buy or sell signal to confirm. So we saw the confirmed sell signal take place right here. If we look forward, then what we're going to see happen is that Bitcoin would go on to drop in grand total 2.5%. And that was what happened after we saw the confirmed sell signal. And so the buy signals and the sell signals, I could sit here and show you at this point probably literally thousands of examples of why it's so powerful. We have different indicators we have different videos on the channel showing Lux Algo's prowess at calling the market. You can even see here, for example, buy signal comes in, trend catcher turns green, Bitcoin goes through an enormous rally to 74, 75, $73,500, 250% movement. You can see here the buy signal came in. We saw trend catcher confirm here. This was a few weeks before Trump was elected, and you can see that Bitcoin goes ahead and rallies 50%. So very powerful signal that we don't want to ignore. Now that we've established the credibility of that signal, we can understand just how serious it is that the buy signal has come in, confirmed by trend catcher, which means that the actual confirmation, it shows up right here, which means over the next several, the next 20 to 100 candlesticks, we ought to be looking for the consequences of this buy signal. And the consequences of this buy signal are likely going to be the same as what we saw with $3 trillion being broken. The same as what we saw with Donald Trump's company that owns Truth Social, MGTG, I think it is, going to, or TGTM, excuse me, going in to buy Bakkt, the same thing that we saw with, people buying Bitcoin because they are confident that Trump is pro-Bitcoin. All of those factors come together to give us this exact same taste in our mouth, which is that Bitcoin is in very good territory, and we don't have much of a reason to believe that it's going to stop anytime soon. The one thing that we could say is, yeah, but listen, we just added, $1 trillion in market capitalization over the last 2 weeks. Like, doesn't that mean that Bitcoin needs a correction? It does. And so if Bitcoin goes to $100,000, then you're probably going to be looking at a bigger correction at that point. But based on the way that I understand the market, based on the evidence that I have, what I do believe is more likely in the short term is a rally first to $100,000, at which point in time, Bitcoin is going to hit a solid brick wall of sell orders. There's going to be a lot of them. And then Bitcoin will probably have a more protracted corrective movement. Do we need a correction? Yes, absolutely. Are we going to get a massive correction right now? Probably not. Bitcoin probably needs to hit $100,000 first and foremost. Then there will probably be that protracted correction. Excuse me. Before we end up breaking through 100K. But it is obviously definitely possible that we don't see a massive correction after 100,000. It's possible that Bitcoin just straight up breaks through it, since there are now a lot of people that are believing that a faster cycle could be occurring where Bitcoin just kind of gets most of the bull market out of the way. I hope that doesn't happen, but it could, and we do have precedent for that. Of course, Bitcoin did the same thing here in 2020 and 2021. It kind of just had a blow off top, exploded, fundamentals were great, Bitcoin went on a massive rally, so forth and so on. At this point, though, I think $100,000 is in play in just the next couple of weeks, probably before Thanksgiving at this point. Before Christmas, we could be looking at a breakout above $100,000. Let's read a little bit of chat, and we will continue to discuss the market as it stands and where it is going. Before we do, though, I do want to let you know about one of my favorite sponsors. I love this company. They've been sponsoring the channel for over a year now, and I am so excited to let you know that there is an early bird special deal going on right now, and that is NordVPN.com, because NordVPN loves you guys so much because they love the channel. They've given us early access to the Black Friday deal. We got access to it, at the beginning of November. People are not getting access to this for a while, and this is the best place that you can go to get NordVPN. Back up though, why should you sign up for NordVPN? Here's why. I'm going to keep this brief. I'm going to keep this simple. The reason is because as the market increases in value, you're making money. And that puts a target a mile wide on your back. Hackers and thieves realize that the Bitcoin market is increasing in value, which means that if they pegged you as being someone who invests in crypto, then they realize you've got a bigger cash cow that they can go after, right? We just watched Home Alone and showed it to someone for the first time on Saturday. And, Marv and them, they're like looking for the house that's got the most riches in it. That what's got the most toys, what's got the cash hoard, right? And that's what the hackers and thieves are doing right now. They're driving around in a Dodge 350 trying to figure out which of you has the most money and which of you left it the most exposed. And so for those of you that got a lot of money and you have no security, you're just waiting to get stolen from. You're just waiting to have somebody steal from you. No one with a lot of money that plans on keeping it doesn't invest in security. And so I want you to invest in security, and I don't use the word invest lightly. I don't say we need to invest in new trash cans. No, I say we invest in things that bring a return. Investing in security brings a return in that you don't get stolen from. So make sure you sign up for NordVPN by going to nordvpn.com/Jeb today. When you hit the get the deal button, you're going to see that you're going to get 28 months of NordVPN. That's 2 years and a third, 4 months extra for $91.53. That's less than $3.50 a month. A month. You drink more Pepsi than that costs every week, let alone a month. So make sure you sign up for NordVPN with the link in the description box down below. You're going to build some money, but I don't want you to lose it, so make sure to check it out down below. Let's read some chat, and then we're going to continue talking about the market and where we think the market's going to go and what we should be doing to prepare ourselves for that market. 11-7 Productions in chat said, good morning. Mentioned Jesus coin. Any predictions for Christmas? I think that we're going to see Bitcoin at least hit $100,000 before Christmas, although there is a part of me that wonders if it is going to be able to actually break through $100,000 before Christmas. And genuinely, I do think that there's a solid possibility that it could break through $100,000 here before Christmas. DJT stock merged with X rumor. My stock with 10X easy. I've not heard about that, but I'll look into that. I wouldn't be surprised. Elon Musk and Donald Trump are like best of pals at this point. Let's see. Boeing stock is a good buy right now, Verhoofdfluffen said. Let's see. John Doe said, yeah, Jeb, show a little more about Lux as quick trades will hook up on stock and can hook up to stock tickers. Yes, so Lux Algo absolutely can hook up to the stock market. Lux Algo is usable on any chart, and it is useful on any chart because it uses the underlying principles of technical analysis, which are, for the most part, ubiquitous across markets. So its accuracy in each market is going to be relatively similar. Here you can see that Bitcoin, that the buy signal flashed right here, for example, when the S&P 500 was at 542, and we would end up going on a rally here all the way until we got the sell signal here. That was about a 77-day movement, about a 7% movement over the course of 77 days. That was a signal that was called by Lux Algo. You can also see that there was a buy signal that was here and here on the S&P 500. You can see that we saw the market rally about 4.8% until it reversed. And the same thing here, market rallied about 7% until it reversed. But Jeb, the stock market always goes up. We should look at what the sell signals do. Right, well, when we started to turn over, the sell signal came in right here, bottomed out down here, 2.61% till the time it reversed to the bottom, 5.01%. When we look at the sell signal here, we can see that the market started to drop here. We saw about a 2.8% drop here until the place where it was actually confirmed. We saw about 0.55% drop. So using Lux Algo conservatively, it's doing pretty well. Using it with a lot of wisdom with technical analysis, being able to apply it with a cohesive understanding of the market, it is even more powerful. So definitely should check out Lux Algo. Make sure you sign up with the link in the description box down below or by going to luxalgo.com and using coupon code JEB, J-E-B-B, for 20% off at checkout permanently. That'll apply to every single month of your subscription moving forward. As far as trading with it, it is just as useful down on the shorter term time frames. If we look down to the 5-minute chart, now you do have to do your historical analysis so you kind of know how to use it, but down on the short-term time frames, for example, sell signal came in here right after we rejected from $92,800. Led us all the way down here to this bottom. You can see this little X came in. That gave us our take profit. If you had taken profit down there, obviously you would have made the most of that short trade. Similar thing came in here. Buy signal comes in. Bitcoin is still considerably higher than the buy signal. So pairing it with a good solid trading strategy and also with a solid foundational understanding of technical analysis is going to hook you up very, very well. Definitely very excited about Lux Algo. Very excited about it. Elon Musk and Trump are together right now in South Texas for SpaceX rocket launch. Let's see. Glad to see you, Pastor Jeb. Hallelujah. Hallelujah indeed. Hallelujah. Let's read a little bit more chat. Miguel Rangel said, hey, Jeb, saludos from Miami Beach. Saludos para tú. Gracias. Jeb, I've really missed your videos. Glad to see you streaming. Thank you. Yes, I've been very sick over the weekend, and on Friday we had an appointment for my wife. We're hoping that we've got some answers. We don't really know just yet, but there are some promising directions that we are moving in right now that hopefully will help her to feel better. Did you see the PBD interview with Michael Saylor? Was there a new one? I've seen the old one. He was on PBD's podcast a while back, but I don't know if he's there right now. Paul for Crack in chat said, cheers, Jeb. Cheers, my friend. All right. Let's see. Yep. All right. Well, let's keep it moving here. Jeb, are you concerned about a possible recession? No. The reason is very simply that whatever happens to the global economy, the United States is still first and foremost the most powerful nation on planet Earth. And that is never really going to change. That position is guaranteed by our population. It's guaranteed by the landmass that we have. It's guaranteed by the natural resources we have. It's guaranteed by the population growth that we've still managed to have. It's guaranteed by geography. It's guaranteed by the largest economy in the history of mankind. It's guaranteed by culture. It's guaranteed by geopolitical influence. It's guaranteed by NATO. It's guaranteed by the power of our Navy and our Air Force. It's guaranteed by just about every single aspect. There's not really one aspect anywhere in the world that the United States is not first and foremost in. And the reason I mention that is because if a recession does happen, it's a global event. We are so interconnected globally that you don't see a recession really happen in one country where it isn't something that's happening globally. Even when Ukraine, which is a relatively small country, got invaded, it caused far-reaching implications the world over, because Ukraine and Russia, respectively, are like the fourth and fifth largest grain producers in the world. So the globe is extremely interconnected, but being that it's extremely interconnected, no matter what happens anywhere on planet Earth, the United States is the most shock-proof. And we saw that through the COVID-19 pandemic. We saw that the United States got hit hard, but it didn't get hit as hard as just about anybody else. And so the reason I mention that is because when you saw something like the Great Depression taking place, the world was much less interconnected. It was much less interconnected. And so that allowed for the United States market to have a much bigger, longer depression, simply because the market was not able to recover itself as well. There are so many interconnections at this point that we're so interconnected as a global society that if one nation starts to kind of pull out and grow, then that growth kind of spreads elsewhere, right? If one country is growing and continuing to bring GDP growth, then that's going to spread, because when the Netherlands makes money, then Luxembourg makes money. And when the Netherlands and Luxembourg make money, then Germany makes money. And when Germany, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg make money, then Britain makes money. And when Britain, Luxembourg, Netherlands, and Germany make money, then the rest of the NATO, then the rest of the European Union makes money. And when the European Union is making money, then Russia's making money. And when Russia and the European Union is making money, then North Africa and the Near East is making money. And when the entire old world is making money, then the new world is making money. And so you have this resiliency built into the economy. Are we going to see cataclysmic, far-reaching consequences of this debt if we don't get it under control? Yes, I am hopeful that there will be some impact made on it by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. I can never pronounce his name correctly. With DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, and Donald Trump being in office. We don't know, though. The first, 100 days or so of Trump's presidency is going to give us a lot of context about what the next 4 years are going to look like. We'll see how capable he is of actually delivering on the promises that he has made, and we'll see. I'm definitely not dogmatically in favor of Donald Trump. I want to see him actually come through and do good for the economy as he said he was going to, and we'll see. Time will tell. He'll be put to the test by the government, by the Oval Office itself, and so we'll see how that plays out. I don't think that a massive recession is coming right around the corner. I think that we're seeing a lot of good growth, but there are definitely areas where we need to see a lot more growth. So not terribly concerned about it. And even if there was a recession, we have set ourselves up personally in such a way that we are able to succeed because of a recession, not fail because of a recession. And that comes with with being debt free. That comes with having cash on hand. That comes with being in a position to invest should a recession come. Recessions typically last no more than 24 months. When those 24 months are occurring, it is a remarkable time to be acquiring stocks, to be acquiring real estate, and to be acquiring cryptocurrencies. We presume would be on a great discount if a recession were to happen. So I don't think that that's what we're going to see happen right now. In pharmaceutical stocks, maybe. Pew Pew Poom 2 said, word on Cointelegraph is Gensler will resign by the end of the month. I would not be surprised at all. Would not be surprised at all. What is the best strategy to grow a small account? Follow the financial sovereignty way. 1, repent of the foolishness. 2, slash and burn your expenses until you are in a profit every single month. 3, build a budget. 4, save $2,500 starter emergency fund. 5, clear all of your debt. 6, save a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. 7, invest 15% of your household income into retirement accounts. 8, work on paying off your house earlier. And 9, invest for extra wealth generation. Once you get to that step, that strategy that you're looking for there is to simply make more money and stack it into Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then after you're doing that, then look at other altcoins that you can see growing quite well. It's not a problem for you to have a small account. The problem is that you may not have a system, rails that you're working on, right? You need to set your life up in such a way where every day that you go to work, every day, your finances are doing better than they were yesterday. Your business is doing better than it was yesterday. Your channel is doing better than it was yesterday. Your marriage is doing better than it was yesterday. Your kids are doing better than they were yesterday. It's very important that you set systems in every area of your life that just having time go by without you really putting in any extra creativity, that thing that you're trying to grow will grow. And so for that small account, the best strategy is to put a long-term strategy in place where I put $1 in, and after X amount of time, I get X amount of dollars back. I put $1 in, I give it 30 years, I get $10 back. That's a great equation. So make sure that you set up the system where you increase the input, The output increases exponentially because you're compounding the returns over time. Build systems that build growth into them. Growth is built into the equation, and then run them with consistency, and that's how you're going to succeed. Jeb, what's your best guesstimate for our next level of resistance? Early sell wall around 97.5. I wouldn't be surprised if the last $2,000 to $2,500 below 100K would be pretty hard to get through. For exactly the reason you said, people are going to have sells under 100K. I've been telling you guys for almost a decade now, when you see a big resistance level coming, don't put your sell order at 100K, put it at 98,000, because the market might not actually quite get to 100K because of that big block of sell orders right below $100,000. Essentially, everybody else is doing it, so you should too, because you don't want to miss out on your opportunity to sell at 100K because it only got to 99.7, but it got stopped by the massive amount of sell orders there. So good point. Very good point. Not too late to buy certain alts. No, I don't think it's too late to buy certain alts at all. Now, as for Bitcoin right now, we are seeing a lot of growth on this coin, which on Bitcoin, which makes sense because we are naturally seeing the buy signal coming in down here on the 5-minute chart, on the hourly chart, as we talked about. We also saw that buy signal get confirmed relatively recently. So I do think we're going to have a very bullish movement here on Bitcoin. But that does kind of beg the question, what should we be doing right now? I mean, that question earlier about, what's the best strategy for a small account, that's kind of the whole point of this entire stream, not just today, but that's kind of the whole point of this stream every day, is to teach you what to do with your accounts. And the most important thing that you can do is dollar cost average. DCA. Here on the channel, we use DCA to mean something else, though. It's not just dollar cost average. We also use it to mean disciplined and consistent acquisition. We've got to be disciplined in consistently acquiring our Bitcoin, because if we don't, guess what? We're not going to have any. If you're not disciplined in acquiring a bit more Bitcoin, you're not going to have any. I mean, think about that. Like, oh, I want food. Oh, yeah, I want some food. Well, how do I get food? Well, I got to go buy some. What happens if you don't go buy any food? Well, gee whiz, you won't have any, right? So if you want a bigger account, the first thing you got to do is, gee whiz, wow, you've got to buy something. Mind blown. I know, it's like common sense or something. I really think if everyone just had a little bit of common sense, they would grow a lot. We're out here thinking, oh man, I got to know how to use all the latest AI technology. That's helpful. Oh, I got to know how to pick the best altcoin that's got the best return. Oh, that's helpful. But you skip the basics. You're out here like, man, I need to know how to kick an 85-yard field goal so that I can play in the NFL. And you're running down the field with a beer belly out to here, man. You got to get in shape. You got to get the basics under control. D-Flow, where are you in chat with the hashtag back to basics, man? I mean, come on, right? We've got to get the basics under control. How do you become an investor? You start by buying something. How do you buy something? You got to have money. If you don't have any money, you don't get to buy anything because you don't have any money. So you got to get money, and then you buy something that you think will go up in value, and then you do that on a schedule, right? Simple. Hopefully. It's not that complicated. It really is not supposed to be that hard. But we make it so hard because we're looking for, we need that silver bullet. Let me tell you something. People that are trying to sell you a silver bullet are more interested in them making money than you making money. And many great men and women that have taught me over the years have taught me that the only way to be a truly impactful teacher is to make sure that it's more about the student than about the teacher. A good movie has a hero in it, but the point of the hero is that you're supposed to be able to step into the hero's shoes. You watch Harry Potter, you watch Star Wars, you watch Lord of the Rings, whatever. You're supposed to be able to step into Luke Skywalker's shoes and think, man, I've got the same thing going on with my dad. Like, he's over here. I really wanted to come back. Or you're supposed to step into, Harry Potter shoes and you think, man, they're really underestimating him. I know he's got more in him than they think he does. You step into the hero's shoes, right? For me, my job is to allow you to come alongside me and learn, right? You're the hero here. I want you to succeed. And so what a lot of influencers do is it's all about them. They won't tell you that, but it's true. It's all about them. They just want you to sign up for their webinar, for their quick training, where they're going to teach you the secret formula to become wildly successful. Just sign up for our 30-minute webinar, but you've only got another 3 minutes and 27 seconds because the timer's counting down now. And if you come back in 5 minutes, it's going to say there's only 8 minutes to sign up for this webinar, or you're going to miss and you buy something and you wait, then you'll have more money. Wow. But yeah, that's not flashy. That's not sexy. I know, doofus. Isn't it simple? Isn't that beautiful? And so if you want to succeed in the market right now, kind of tying this back to our original thesis for this stream, Bitcoin's going to 100K soon. What do you do about it? It goes back to that exact same principle. If you want Bitcoin, fool, you need to buy some. If you want a Bitcoin portfolio, then you got to quit spending money on stupid crap, and you got to go on Coinbase. You got to go on Bybit. You got to go on Blowfin. You got to go on Uphold. I don't care where. Use Uphold. There, I honestly think Uphold's great. But wherever you go somewhere and buy some. Oh, Jeb, I want to be a millionaire by X and X and X. Okay, well, let's say you want to be a millionaire in 10 years. Let's say the market 3Xs in that time. Well, in the next 2-3 years, you need to figure out how to invest $333,000. But yeah, wait, that's a lot of money. I know, man. I know, lady. Go get a job. Go make some money. Live on nothing. Invest everything. Watch it grow. And then you'll be able to enjoy the fruit of your labor. Life comes down to one major decision, right? Am I going to follow Christ, which is the ultimate form of delayed gratification, because following Christ, for the most part, is going to be hard in the now, but it'll be better for you in the long run? Or are you going to follow yourself? Are you going to be the king of your own life, which a lot of times is very enjoyable in the now? Oh, I'm going to play 8 hours of video games instead of actually investing in my skills. Oh, I'm not going to clean up the kitchen, even though I know tomorrow it's going to drive me crazy that it's a mess. Oh, I'm not going to go to college. I'd rather just sit here and play Call of Duty. Like, we get to follow ourselves or follow Christ. Following Christ is an example of delayed gratification because it hurts in the now, but it's better for you in the long run. Or you can follow yourself, which a lot of times, what are you going to do if I ask you what you want? You're going to do whatever's most pleasurable in this very second. You've got to have the wisdom and the maturity that leads people to Christ, that leads people to wealth, and say, I'm going to make the decision that may hurt more now because I am setting myself up, my family up, my wife, my husband, my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids up for generations, because I'm going to make decisions right now that will pay dividends 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20, 30, 50, 100 years from now. People will be talking about what you did today a century from now because you made a choice to sacrifice and cut so deep right now that you were able to plant seeds in the ground that at some point in the future will start to grow into a beautiful harvest. And so as an investor, make no mistake, if you have $1 in the market, you're an investor. You get to carry the title, the moniker of investor. If you're out of debt and you have $1 invested in the market, you're an investor. How do you grow from $1 to $10 to $100 to $1,000? You get some skills to pay them bills, and the money that's left over, you dump into the market. What are my skills? What does Jeb do? Jeb teaches you guys how to succeed, and guess what? I get paid for it. You see those like signs over there, Uphold by Vault or Vault by Uphold. You see NordVPN over there, Lux Algo. Hey, guess what? I love all those companies. I know people that run those companies, but that's not there for free. This is advertising, right? That's how I'm a capitalist. Surprise, surprise. If you're a socialist, we're probably not going to get along very well. I love you, but you're not going to like me because I believe in working for pay while also providing value so that the customer feels like the hero and they're able to succeed. We get paid. We make money here, and we take that, pay our bills, and we make investments, and we grow our portfolio. And that's what I want you to do. That's why I'm here. That's the reason that I get up every day. That's what I love about my job, is I get to come to work and make money while teaching other people how to make money. That's awesome. That's amazing. And so the application for you here today is, if you want to make money and build wealth with Bitcoin going to $100,000, make some money, cut your expenses, and put some money into the space. Jeb, is it too late to buy Bitcoin? No. Jeb, but you bought Bitcoin at $2,900. Jeb, you bought Bitcoin at $3,000. Jeb, you bought Bitcoin at $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Yeah, I know. And I've got some 30x returns that I'm sitting on in Bitcoin. And you might also, if you buy Bitcoin at $92,000 and you give it 10, 20, 30 years, it could 30x in 30 years. It probably could. I don't know that it will, but it theoretically could. I think Bitcoin would go to $1 million. That's an 11x. I think Ethereum could go 10, 15, 20x in the next 10 to 20 years. I think Solana, Cardano, some of these coins still got 50x potential in them, guys. We're still very early in this market. If you want to build wealth, put yourself on a system that is not necessarily going to get you rich over the next 6 months. In fact, any system that purports to make you rich in the next 6 to 12 months, I would say, as a general rule of thumb, avoid it. But if you're doing something honest, you're saying, hey, I'm going to go to boot camp, programming boot camp. I'm going to go make $125,000 starting because I'm working on Ruby on Rails, working for some tech company. Or let's say that I'm going to become an engineer, right? And I'm going to go make $150,000 and I'm going to invest half my income for the first 3 years. Whatever. Put yourself in a position to make a bunch of money ethically, responsibly while taking care of your family, and invest as much of it as you can and watch the wealth build. It is that simple. That's what everyone that has money does. So don't try and reinvent the system because you think you're smarter than everybody with 7 digits in their net worth. You're not. Do the same thing that everybody who has ever had money that's built it themselves has done, which is that they have some kind of business, they have some kind of job that makes them a big income, and then they dump money into investments. That's how everybody does it. Anyone that got wealthy, that didn't have it fall into their lap from an inheritance or from a lottery ticket, built an income and they invested it. It is that simple. Quit trying to make it more complicated than it is. Figure out how to ethically, while caring for your family, make as much money as you can, doing something that you are good at and that you enjoy, and then live on as little as you can, again, while taking care of your family ethically, and invest a bunch of money and watch it grow. Jeb, I don't feel like I know what I'm doing there. I know you don't. Neither do I. Jeb, you've been doing this for 7 years. I feel like I'm just starting. I've been dumb with more money than you've ever seen in your life. I've been stupid with more money than 95% of you in chat. There are a few of you in chat that are worth like $50 million. I'm not talking to you, obviously. But I've been dumb with more money. I'm 24, right? I mean, I did it quick. Like I failed, when people say fail hard, fail fast, that was me. I was that guy, right? I've been dumb with more money than most of you guys have ever seen or made in your entire life. Add up all your W2s, all your W2s, all the income. I've been stupid with more money than that, most likely. Flip a coin, at least half of you guys are like that. And so I understand what it feels like to lose money because you were done with it. I get that. But I also wouldn't trade that experience for the world because now I understand how to go and make 10 times as much because I know what not to do. The way you learn is not just by learning what to do, it's by learning what not to do. Here's what not to do. Here's what I did. I was not consistent in my investment. I was in debt. I was living on more than I made. I was not financially sovereign. I did not have a written plan. I was not saving and investing, and I was not being generous. Guess what? I was breaking all 6 laws of money, had a big income, so I felt rich, but I didn't get to keep any of it because I broke all 6 laws of money. Every once in a while, here and there, I'd follow one. Like I'd give somebody $5,000, I bought somebody a car. I mean, I've done those things. I invested some here, I saved some there, paid off a little bit of debt here. I had a budget for like a month. I'm talking like 5 years ago now, guys. Kind of followed the laws of money here and there, but when you consistently follow them over time, choose financial sovereignty, live in less than you make, have a written plan for your money, get and stay out of debt, save and invest, and be radically generous. When you do that consistently every single month for years, before you know it, you've got money. Before you know it, no matter what your income is, you're reaching for $1 million net worth, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million. Oh, but Jeb, I want to be $100 million. Great. Get to $1 million first. So you know what you're talking about. We got a lot of people out here. Me, I was this guy that has no money saying, oh, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to just be a millionaire. I want to be 100 millionaire. I want to be a billionaire. Wait a second, dude. You got 27 bucks to your name. You skipping steps. Quit skipping steps like you can go play in the NFL with a keg. Bro, you got to go run 300 miles and work that thing off. You got to get back to basics. You got to get your mile time under control, man. You got to go do squats for days until you got giant legs so you can play in the NFL, right? Go back to basics. I'm going to show you how to play in the NFL, but quit trying to skip steps and thinking you're going to get anywhere. Don't work that way. But when you don't skip steps, then you get to skip steps. Here's something that the Marines say. The Marines say, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Oh, what a saying. Oh, that's beautiful. The Marines are always coming out with great sayings, right? The Marines. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. When you slow down and do things right and put it on rails and figure out the system, and then you choose to be consistent and disciplined in it, and then you run that, then in the long run, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years out, 6 months out, tomorrow, you end up running 10 times faster because you chose to slow down, smoothen things out, and then you get to go so much faster than everybody else. You're out here trying to build a $100 million net worth. You can't get along with your wife. You're out here trying to build a $100 million net worth. You aren't caring about your kids. You're out here trying to build a $100 million net worth. You don't even have a budget. You're out here trying to build a $500 million net worth. You're in a bunch of debt. You're addicted to borrowing money. because you can't live on what you make rather than living on more than you make. You want to have 10 Bitcoin, and you won't even buy 100th of a Bitcoin because, that's just not enough to make any money on. Of course it's not. But if you buy 100th of a Bitcoin every single month, before you know it, you're going to have a whole Bitcoin. And then you can accelerate that. Before you know it, you're going to have 2, 3, 5. Oh, but Jeb, I can't do this train. Yeah, but it's going to double your income. Oh, I know, but it's going to take 6 months. Okay, slow down and do it. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You want to go fast? Slow down. That's paradoxical, but just like the kingdom, it's upside down. It doesn't make any sense on the surface, but when you dig into it, it makes perfect sense. If you want to go fast, then you first got to go slow and get things built right. When I founded this company, I hired 5 people on the same day, and I remember a week later saying, I feel like I'm running this place with toothpicks and duct tape, because I was. I had no freaking clue what I was doing with $35,000 a month in payroll. What a dumb decision. Those were wonderful people that belonged at a different company because I didn't have a job for them. It was so stupid. Slow down, make the right choice, and as you build on good choices, as you plant seeds of wisdom in the ground and they grow, and then you plant more seeds of wisdom in the ground and they grow, all of a sudden you start looking back saying, I did that 2 years ago. Look at what it cost. I did that 18 months ago. Look at what it cost. I did that 3 years ago. Look at what it cost. Right now, I've got my wife and 3 kids. I look around like, man, I'm the most blessed person on planet Earth. That baby was born 3 months ago. Look at this. Now I got a baby that's 3 months old. That baby was born 19 months ago. Look at this. Now I got a 19-month-old. How cool is that? She's mine. She's my daughter. I got a boy. He's 4 years old. I'm like, 4 years ago he was born. Look at this. Now 4 years, I've got a boy. How cool is this? I've got a whole family around me because I planted seeds literally in the past, right? And so what I'm looking at is that we get to see growth in finances, in your family, wherever. And so that's what I want you to do, is you got to plant some seeds in the ground. You got to plant some seeds in the ground. So put some seeds in the ground in Bitcoin. Buy some Bitcoin and hold it. Oh, but Jeb, it won't make enough money. I know it won't. I know you doing the dishes one time isn't going to change your life, but you do it today, and then you do it tomorrow, and then you do it the next day, and then you do it the next day, and then you do it the next day, and guess what? All of a sudden, you got a clean house because you were consistent. Whatever it is that you want to succeed in, you've got to do it consistently. Or just don't even bother doing it. Just accept that that part of your life sucks until you make a choice to change. And if you don't, just accept that it's going to continue to suck. Capiche? Cool. Let's read some chat. Crypto Surge said, you are blessed, Jeb. I am. And a big part of the reason that I'm blessed is because God has given me everything that I have. In fact, that's the entire reason. But part of the way that God has blessed me is by giving me wisdom to make wise choices. A lot of the blessings I have, they didn't just fall into my lap. I made a choice that allowed it to happen. God gave me the wisdom and, all of creation to make that choice, but he gave me the wisdom to make that choice, and then I did. My wife and I, we made a choice, right? We made a choice to say we're not doing debt anymore. Over the course of 60 days, we brought in, $60,000? We brought in $60,000 into our personal accounts. We pulled money from all kinds of different places, sold stuff, took stuff out, withdrawals, all kinds of stuff. We brought in $60,000 in 2 months, paid off all our debt, did not spend a single freaking French nickel of it on a pizza or nothing, not a penny of that. Paid off all our debt, fully funded our emergency fund, $35,000 of debt, put $25,000 in an emergency fund, just like that, lickety split. We didn't pay a single penny of it. We made a choice to say, we are done with debt, period. Period. We're not doing that anymore. That is no longer a part of our life at all. We quit. We're over it. As of today, this family does not go into debt ever again unless somebody's dying. That's our standard. And now 12 months, 24 months, 36 months on from decisions like that, we reap the reward. And we're glad we did that. Plant good seeds in the ground and don't be surprised if you get a good crop. It's a biblical concept. It's called investment. Jeb, I'm leaving my investments in the market. I'm smart enough to know I'm not smart enough to time the market. Good for you. My girlfriend hates Dogecoin. Also, not only your girlfriend hates Dogecoin, this YouTuber does not like Dogecoin. Do be careful about putting all your money in Dogecoin. But do avoid timing the market unless you're a professional trader. And by professional trader, I mean you got hundreds or thousands of trades under your belt, and you're winning at least like 55, 60, 65% of the time. If you're not doing that, don't time the market. Buy and hold. I'm called an idiot daily. Yeah, me too. Jeb, at some point, investing in Bitcoin is just protecting what you have. Early investments will profit. Late investments will protect their current money. Yes, and that's why I do believe it's important to diversify into other altcoins. It's important to diversify down the page, but start with Bitcoin. Start with Bitcoin because it is the least risky. As you gain in skill, then you have earned the right to invest in assets that are more risky because your skill has gone up, the risk goes up, but hopefully your skill is able to offset the risk because you're making better decisions because you have more skill. Let's see. You should expect to get paid. You put in the work. Exactly. And you should too. If you go to work, you should get paid. That's what Paul said. Paul said, should the laborer not be paid his wages, right? Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn, Deuteronomy 18:16 or wherever that is, is requoted in the New Testament. Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn. Don't muzzle the ox and stop him from eating when he's treading out the corn. The ox is owed his wages. In this case, it's food, right? He's owed the ability to eat because he's working. And so go do something that provides other people value. I come on this stream and provide you guys value. Come on our videos, provide you guys value. Build the Financial Sovereignty Academy, provide you guys value, help you accelerate your wealth generation, and we get paid for it. That's the way capitalism works. If you're not a capitalist, you're not going to like me. That's okay. I love you. I don't dislike you. I think you're dead wrong, but I'm not trying to make you feel unwelcome, but you're definitely not going to like me because I'm a very open capitalist. I don't have a problem with that. And so I want you guys to go do the same. Figure out a way to go build wealth. And keep doing it and invest a lot of it. And by golly, you're going to actually end up having money. Wow. It's incredible, isn't it? I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. If you have, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot of content coming out, guys. We are expanding our team. Today is the start date for my wife in a new position here in the company. She's going to be helping to manage a team of editors, social media managers, and everything. We're building out the team right now. We're going to be giving you guys some forms to apply as editors. In the future, we'll probably be looking for a social media manager as well. We're fleshing out the team. I'm slowing down, making sure she gets trained up really good. Then we're together as a team going to work on building out an editing team so that we can explode our content. Expect in the next year, so long as things work out the way we think they're going to, for us to be everywhere, not just on Coffee and Crypto, but we're doing videos. We're going to be on X. We're going to be on Twitter. We're going to be on Instagram. We're going to be on TikTok. We're going to be all over the place. And the reason that we're going to do that is because we want to provide more value to you guys. Right now, we're slowing down, building those systems, putting them in place so that we can build a rock solid systematic structure, a rock solid organization to bring you guys the principles of financial sovereignty and teach you guys how to succeed in cryptocurrency markets, stock market, real estate, whatever, any way that I can help you build wealth. That's what we're going to do. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, because it is our mission to help you and the world solve their financial problems one family at a time. We want to help the world solve their financial problems one family at a time. And that starts with you. Because if I can help you in your house, and I can help someone else in their house, and someone else in their house, if I can help us in our house, and we get ourselves right, and we're out of debt, and we're on a balanced budget, and we're saving and investing, and we're being radically generous, then all of a sudden we're not hypocrites, and we've got all kinds of spiritual power to say to government, you don't belong in debt. You belong with a balanced budget. You belong being generous. You belong saving and investing. You belong having sovereignty over that budget that you have. All of a sudden, we get to say to the powers that be, you're wrong and you need to change. And we actually have the authority to say that because we are living it ourselves. Think about it for a second. How much different would America, how much different would the rest of the world look if we were criticizing while being above reproach and not being hypocrites? How many people are complaining about the government having $36 trillion in debt and they've got $186,000 in credit card debt themselves? Do you really have any authority to be complaining about the government being in debt when you are? Really? We've got to get ourselves out of debt, get on a balanced budget, save and invest, be radically generous, be financially sovereign, and live on less than we make so that we can say to the powers that be, change. And we get to hold those powers that be accountable because the government was made for us, not the other way around. We elect people, and if everybody was living the way that they should be financially, by the way, personal debt has quadrupled since 2005 from $5 trillion to $21 trillion, so we're going in the wrong direction. If we got that under control, we'd be able to say to government, hey, change. One family at a time. I want to help you guys solve your financial problems. And that all comes from a literacy in financial teachings rooted in the Bible. And if I can share that with you, then this mission that we have right here on YouTube has the capability of radically changing the world, because people get their heads screwed on straight and start actually treating their money the way that they should be, having mastery over it and not serving it. The Bible does not say that money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. In other words, when you are serving money rather than God, then that is the root of all evil, or many kinds of evil, is what the Bible says. When you have it under submission in lockstep doing what it is supposed to be doing, then you are not serving money. Your money is serving you so that you can walk in the calling that you were given. And that's what I want for you, because I have seen it change people's lives. I have seen it change my life, and I know it can change yours. So subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and stay tuned, because we've got some incredible growth coming in just the next 12 months. Financial Sovereignty Academy is being developed even as we speak, so stay tuned, because that will be coming out before you know it, and we've got a lot of big discounts coming for some of our sponsors as well. Speaking of, make sure to go ahead and sign up for Uphold if you haven't already. This is an excellent place to do your fiat to cryptocurrency transactions. This is a great place to bridge fiat and crypto, because we actually just interviewed the chief executive officer of Uphold about a month ago. You can check that out on the channel, and their mission is to bridge DeFi and TradFi. And that kind of bridge is what we're all looking for in crypto. What is our best bridge between DeFi and TradFi? Uphold is the best place to do that, because they have invested very heavily in the user experience. They've invested very heavily into other features that are going to help you as well, like having one of the widest ranges of cryptocurrencies at over 300 cryptocurrencies. They list new tokens early, so you get the best of both worlds. A great TradFi to DeFi bridge experience, while also getting access to new tokens very early. It's generally very difficult to find an exchange that does both of those things. Uphold does both of those things. They're very transparent. They've got over $3 billion in reserves, and when you hit the transparency button, you can see that right down here. They are currently at a 100.7% reserve status. I've never seen this drop below 100%, and it never will. Their assets under management in reserve have nearly doubled in just the last 3 months. This was at 2.6 trillion. Now it's 2.6 billion. Now it's at 4.6 billion, because so many people are signing up for Uphold, and you should too. So make sure you sign up for Uphold with the link in the description box down below. You can also get access to USD interest with one of the highest APYs in the entire cryptocurrency space, while being insured by FDIC up to 2.5 million. It'll split your accounts up into 10 different bank accounts to keep them safe under that FDIC umbrella. So if you've not already signed up for Uphold, you should. The link's in the description box down below. All right. We'll read a little bit of chat, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap it out. Jeb is essential for exponential growth. Facts. I don't know if I'm essential, but the things that I am teaching are. Again, my goal is not to make myself greater. It is to make the things that I am teaching greater. It is my dream that even after I am long dead, the conversation that we have started today will continue to be a conversation in our culture, because it is a biblical truth that we've got to get back to as a society, that when we obey God and what he says with money, we will succeed. Period. You put yourself in the best possible shape to succeed with money when you do it God's way. If the Bible says something, that's good enough for me. Why? Because I know the Lord. I know him. I know that the Bible is completely 100% and totally true. I know every single letter inspired by God in between those two leather pages is inspired from above. And so when the Bible teaches me those 6 truths, choose financial sovereignty, live on less than you make, have a plan for your money, save and invest, be radically generous. I missed one. And get out of debt and stay out of debt and avoid debt. Then I do that because that's what it told me to do. Right? When I surrendered my life to Christ, I surrendered everything to Christ, including my own financial literacy. That's part of what happens when you get saved, is you give every single thing to Christ. And so if he teaches me something on money, I'm just going to say, all right, you got this, man. You're the king. This is what you say. You're right. And you know what happens when you step out in faith and you follow it? It works. Does it make it harder in the short term? Yeah. As most things do in the kingdom. They're hard in the moment, but they're better in the long run. You know, it's hard to live a life for Christ because people hate you for it. The second I open my mouth and talk about Jesus, we lose 20% of our viewership. But in the long run, I will be blessed because I did that, and so will you guys. And so that's what we've got to do. We've got to look at the good teachings, and generally the teachings that we should be following are teachings that are going to be difficult in the short term. All right, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. Let's kind of do a quick recap of the chart. The chart here is as follows. Bitcoin has a buy signal coming into play here on the hourly chart. Trend catcher is green, buy signal is green. And we're also seeing something very similar happening here on several other altcoins. Solana's doing very well. We see that the Cardano market's doing very well. We've got kind of an ascending triangle pattern here. Link is doing quite well. It's up from about $10 low back here around election day. It's up to $15. It pretty much tripled since then. So a lot of the altcoins doing very well. I expect them to continue to do well, and I do expect $100,000 Bitcoin to be hit very, very soon. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. Make sure to sign up for Lux Algo, for NordVPN, and for Uphold. All of them are linked down below. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. Before we go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good